Hello and welcome to another review episode of Obscura Undead. I'm Azy.
And I'm Maus.
And today we are going to be reviewing true cult Norwegian Deathrock.
Cult Norwegian Deathrock.
And of course that's cult with a V. We are reviewing Batboner's debut album after 14 years of dicking around.
I don't know what they were doing, but they said that it's been more or less 10 years as a band. They decided to release their debut album. And it's there on Bandcamp. And it was recorded between November 2017 and April 2019.
Yeah, so it took a minute, but it was released July 31st of this year by Dance Macabre Records. And it's self-titled. It's amazing. I don't even know where to start on this album. It's just, I fucking love it so much.
It's just amazing. So right off the bat, the name Batboner. Oh my God. Perfect. The album cover is
the album cover.
Straight up Deathrock, a rockabilly maybe. Just amazing. You're like, oh my God, what am I in for?
Like pink, purple, acid green, three-eyed bat, drippy slut.
With the tongue coming out and oh God, it's just great. And then you listen to it,
it's perfect.
And you have well-written, melodic death rock, goth rock, surf rock. And it's good. It's better than good.
It's better than good. There are so many influences I feel that were pulled into this album from a lot of the genres I love. Like there's surf rock, there's goth, there's death rock, there's like rockabilly, psychobilly vibes.
It's all in there, and we have listened to albums in the past that have taken these types of elements and mixed them all together in an album. But it's done very cohesively here. I feel like any one of the songs you pick can slide in and out of those genres seamlessly as if they are one.
Yeah, so, if it took more or less 10 years to make this, well, they took more or less 10 years to basically just perfect this shit.
That's great. I'm happy with the album order, with the flow of the music. It starts out with a surf rock-esque ditty. Trip in the Rift. I don't know if it's inspired by that, what is it?
That sci-fi cartoon.
Or sci-fi comedy.
Whatever.
Thing.
Yeah, because, okay, so one of our only complaints is that the lyrics weren't posted on Bandcamp.
So we have no idea what they're singing about.
Because lyric distinguishing is like mine and Maus's worst fucking thing.
Yeah, a lot of the songs do sound similar without standout lyrics, but some of the songs do have standout lyrics.
Your depression.
That's just exactly it. How's your depression? Track 2.
Track 2, Icon, which it had the power track slot, and it's perfect for it. It is it's honestly one of the best tracks on an amazing album.
I'm still not sure, but I think track 2 may be my favorite. Icon, it's got that goth rock groove. Not any kind of goth rock, like UK or European 90s goth rock. And then it has like this mid-song drum breakdown and then chanting, and you're just like, oh yes, I am here for this.
Yeah. No,
that's fleshed out.
Like all of the breaks just felt perfectly timed.
Yes. And that kind of addition to songs makes them not boring. It's not just like, let's come up with a bass line and a guitar line and do that for 3.5 to 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
They have your typical, like, how Deathrock will have like your 3 minute, 2.5 minute thing.
These songs are like 4 minutes, man.
They're like 4 minutes because then it goes into like a mid-song break to see what else they can do, and then it comes back in full force. Like that is a whole song. These are like matured death rock songs.
Yeah, with great names like track 3, Boogie Bat.
Boogie Bat.
Boogie Bat.
Like that just sounds like something you'd hear at like a rockabilly show or something.
Boogie Bat?
Boogie Bat.
Well, see, this is why like surf goth needs to be a thing. This is why we need more music from Blood Bells.
And Sleeping Pills.
For surf goth?
Yeah, they're totally surf goth.
Okay.
Sleeping Pills and what's his other project? He's got like 5 projects. Anyway,
Nasal
Pills.
Spray.
Yeah, more okay. Straight up Sleeping Pills it's surf post punk.
Right, and then track 4, Chrysalis, which I think might have been my favorite track.
Beautiful goth rock vocals.
Mm-hmm.
The style, like he can go. I don't know who this singer is, but he can go from goth rock vocals to death rock, yelling.
You're like goth rock to death rock to like psychobilly, like kind of somewhere in between that. Like if you had a triangle and it's like the I almost said 4 corners on a triangle.
It's a Venn diagram. On a triangle. It's where it meets in the middle. It doesn't necessarily. You don't hear just a goth rock song.
No, and sometimes you might slide, in one direction or another.
But it's seamless.
Yeah.
I love it.
Lovely. Like what? Oh gosh, I always forget like the vocal range names. That's does he have a tenor?
I don't know. Let's brush up on that over the weekend and become experts.
In 2 days, let's do it. Okay.
We can do it.
All right, and then smack in the middle of the track, you have Circles.
Circles was lovely. Again, without the lyrics. I can't really remember how it goes. I just remember having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
It was great.
Yeah, but then Maus, La La Land.
La La Land. I liked La La Land a lot. There were backing vocals that like really cemented it. These elements, as we've seen before, can go terribly wrong, but there was a lot of passion in these tracks. They sound like they're having fun. They sound like they know what they're doing. The melodies are tight.
Well, I'm glad that you know that like throughout the album they have some punk influences because you have like the band going whoa 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 in the background.
Like you can hear the Misfits, kind of,
Yeah.
And like I'm just sitting there and like I was listening to it again as I'm putting on makeup and I'm like whoa whoa whoa. Like you kind of want to sing along and knock into people and
oh yeah and pogo and just jump around.
Oh my god.
Yeah. With track 7 though, when I got to Dysphoria, I was listening to it and I'm thinking the vocals remind me of something. Oh my god, I know this something. Is this Miguel and the Living Dead?
You showed me Miguel and the Living Dead.
Malik showed me Miguel and the Living Dead.
But you showed it to me.
Oh, okay. Well, it got passed down.
Thank you for sharing.
But the vocal vibes reminded me of Miguel and the Living Dead, which was this like 2000s death rock band with like psychobilly vibes. And like that hit me. And the first time I was listening to it, I was just like, it bugged me until I remembered what it was. But I really love this track for that reason, because I'm just like, damn, like his vocals really do just fucking flow everywhere, and it's really nice.
The whole album, every time I hear like the goth rock style vocals, I'm like, this sounds like something, and it's really hard for me to put my finger on it. Like I'm like, is this like Nosferatu or like something? Like I'm trying to think of like all these like German goth rock or UK goth rock, like, and I can't put my finger on it, but it's its own thing. So while it's inspired by goth rock, it's doing its own thing. And do you hear death rock inspirations? But it's still its own thing.
Yeah, I mean, like throughout the album, you listen to like the bass lines and like, because that's always what I like. Well, since I started playing, like that's what I tuned into, and I'm just like,
yeah.
And I'm just like, this kind of reminds me of like if you stripped away all of like the bells and chimes, like Marseille vibes of like French death rock. This sounds like French death rock.
I don't know if I've ever heard French death rock.
Oh, you gotta go listen to like Deadchovsky and Neva and Sleeping Children and yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you'll hear it like if you strip out all of that, like just there's just something really unique about French death rock, but like so much of it reminded me of that, and also because like And then like the guitars, the only point of reference I really have to like describe any of the guitars throughout the album is just that it's, you know, pretty straightforward guitars, but just a fuckload of like these psychobilly like flourishes that I associate with that genre.
Mm-hmm. And then there's a track called, this isn't Pig Latin, I guess, Henwe Hete Ede Oxway, which is when the dead walks. That was hard for me to translate. That's how you know you're not a kid anymore.
Oh, because you can't figure out like those language games.
Pig Latin like this. But yeah, when the dead walks. And that was fun. I loved that one.
I mean, with a fun title like that, it has to be fun.
Oh my God. I mean, seriously. Like, Long John Blazing. Like, that just has that.
This track caught me by surprise because it starts off slow. And I'm like, oh, are we ending the album out with a ballad?
With a ballad?
Oh, that's nice. And I don't actually hate this. Like, I sometimes hate ballad tracks.
And then it jumps.
And it jumps. Like seamlessly.
Like slow to fast.
And then like
slow.
you know the drums pick up and then suddenly it's fast and then it's slow again.
But it reminds me of like a Nick Cave, Johnny Cash kind of like ballad where it's like telling a story, like an Old West story, like Western goth, you know, country goth. But then it kicks back in and it's not country goth style. I'm just talking about how the song jumps like a story.
Yeah.
All in all, I love it. And that's the last track of the album.
And that's the last track of the album. And
9 tracks.
I'm cool with calling this true cult Norwegian death rock.
True cult Norwegian death rock. Yeah. Yeah.
No, but I absolutely do recommend this album. I think this has been one of my favorite albums that we've reviewed so far this year.
Yep, for me as well. They did say something in their Bandcamp introduction that I really liked. They said from surf to goth to punk with a slightly progressive twist, but always with death rock as the main building block. And I really like it because that's the core of their sound. Mm-hmm.
They also say this is a new sound for death rock.
It might be. I mean,
I can live with that if that's the case. That actually might be why part of the reason why I enjoyed this so much. It's like these are sounds that I'm not used to hearing together.
And it's like, you know, these sounds, but there's a refreshing take on it.
I really thought you were gonna say taste.
Taste.
But yeah, thank you for joining us in this review. Go listen to it. We're gonna post a link, of course, down in the comments and shit. Or you can just go to Bandcamp and search Batboner.
Batboner,
one word. B-A-T, boner.
This is my favorite thing to say. It's my favorite thing to listen to. Like, I cannot get enough of the Batboner.
Yeah, it's actually really great that we're not monetized because we would probably have the video demonetized for saying boner so many times.
Oh my God, can I just say it more?
If you want.
Boner. Batboner. Which I have seen Batboners, by the way. That's another story. The big bats at the zoo.
Oh no! I'm in agreement with you. I'm just thinking I don't want to get off on a fellatio tangent, but
oh, that's right. Our old longer videos, we would just go on tangents.
Yeah, Google it. Google it and look at it while you're listening to this album, and tell us what you think about either the album or any of the topics that we just mentioned. And as always, we would like to thank our Patreon supporters, so we will scroll across the screen. You guys do help really make these episodes
possible. You guys
possible.
rock.
As we. Yeah. From the equipment we use to the music we purchase, thank you so much. And check out also in the comments we have our weekly schedule posted for all the shit that we do throughout the week, live streams, uploads, DJ sets, that sort of thing. And we'll see you around. Bye.
Bye.
This ignorance of consciousness, despair the self. turn.